Good morning, everyone. On today's show, we got to talk about the future. We got to talk about ongoing playthroughs that I've now been doing for over a month that are still around, that I am trying to focus on and make major headway in. But sadly, it seems like because the games are so lengthy, the attention and the support for them has dropped off. The question is, how do I approach lengthy games? Because it seems like no one is satisfied whenever I play a long game these days. I don't know if I should spread them out and balance them with all the other releases. I don't know if I should rush through them. It just seems to be there is no consensus. And I know that it's impossible to please everyone at all times on the internet. But at the same time, I feel like today on the show, we should discuss this at length so we can at least try to figure out what exactly it is that I should be doing in situations such as Clear Obscure Expedition 33 and Blueprints. The good news is new games are right around the corner, starting as early as tomorrow night, but this is a serious discussion that we should tackle. So, it is time for a return. Let's sit back and relax. It's time for the Level 1 Podcast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. We're back. After being a day away from the podcast, we have returned. And today we've got some interesting stuff to talk about for sure. Is there any game news today? Well, in a nutshell, today, Wednesday, the 28th of May, 2025, everyone is talking about Elden Ring Night Reign. Why? Because all the NDAs, all the, instructions to hold off on talking about the game have lifted. And now all the reviews are coming out. And basically, here is what everyone says about Elden Ring Night Reign. It's basically like Monster Hunter. The idea is you drop in with a group of friends or people online. You beat the living crap out of enemies, mini bosses, and big bosses. You go in waves. You use that to then level up, get new weapons, get new things, get new abilities for your class. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's a good game, but it's not Elden Ring. It's not, it's an RPG where there's dungeons and there's all these challenges. It's literally drop in, drop out repetition. So similarly to what I have described to you guys the last couple of weeks, I feel like Elden Ring Night Reign will be something that will be fun to do for a few streams. But I feel like once we've done enough iterations of it and we've seen all of the bosses and enemies, the gimmick will run out. And we're probably not going to have as much interest in it as, say, a real Elden Ring game or a FromSoft full-fledged single-player title. So I hope everyone understands that. Like, I definitely, exactly. Stuart said, so the premise of Helldivers, exactly right. The point is you drop in, you play through one iteration, you try to survive, you level up, right? And then you continue on. But it's a game loop that's supposed to hook you. But it's never going to be something like a mainstream FromSoft game. It never was intended to be. Pretty much everything is a flipped asset. There's nothing original in the game. So because of that, yeah, I get it. Like people are going to either love it or hate it. I think for me, it's going to be something that we play a few times. We see how much it appeals to everyone, right? And if people still keep liking it, then maybe I'll keep playing it, or maybe I play 3-4 streams of it, and then we've seen it all. I'm playing it launch night tomorrow night on the late stream, and I'm playing it Friday, and there's no podcast on Friday. I'm actually jumping right into gameplay, so it's going to be like 6+ hours of Elden Ring Night Reign within that first 24-hour window to get a good idea of what the game is. Then we'll decide how much more we want to play it next week. Okay? So that's the game news for now. Okay? That's really it. There's nothing else going on. Why? Well, because again, next week we've got Summer Game Fest, then we got the Xbox Showcase, and I suspect that an insane amount of gaming news will explode during that time frame. So we just have about another week to wait. It's actually just a little over a week to the launch of the Switch 2, which obviously is going to be industry shaking. Everyone will be talking about it. You know, I'll be covering it if I can get one. Which right now, again, I keep telling you guys, I wish right now I could jump out and say 100% everything is locked in and confirmed. It's not. Okay? I might be getting one. I might not. I'll let you know. But for now, I can't really talk about it. Because again, like I said, because my original pre-orders got canceled by a troll who socially engineered Walmart. Yes, it's true. I now have uncertainty. All right? But I will let you know soon about it. And by the way, also, we're coming up on 100 support goals hit, and I'll be letting you know about that upcoming marathon event that I have planned out soon. Probably by the end of this streaming week, I will let you all know what's going on. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. So, with all that happening next week, it's going to be super exciting. The month of June will be very exciting for games. I'm expecting everyone to be, super into something. If not a bunch of stuff, games are going to be dropping out of nowhere during like Summer Game Fest and stuff. It's going to be a very exciting time of the year for gaming. But right now, I'm in the midst of playing and, excuse me, a tickle in my throat right in the middle of my sentence. I'm in the midst of playing and juggling several games. First of all, let's just think about what I'm playing right now. Okay? Main playthroughs. Player Obscure Expedition 33, a arguably 50 to 60 hour RPG. We're over 30 hours into it. Okay? We're actually nearing the end of Act 2. What I'm going to understand, there's 3 acts of the story, but then there's a ton of side content as well. We've done a lot of the side content. So we're probably about 2/3 of the way through Clair Obscure. Blueprints, an ongoing puzzle game, the likes of which I've never really experienced before, and I've never actually gotten, hooked on a puzzle game in the way that I'm hooked on Blueprints. It actually has a really interesting story that gets better and better the further into the game that we get. And every time we play now, we're unlocking new rooms, solving big mysteries that have been ongoing for the course of the game, finding new keys and puzzles and then solving them. Last time we solved the reservoir puzzle entirely. There's 2 different puzzles to it. We solved them both. It was really awesome. And it's been going like that every single time that we play it, right? By the way, we're also over 30 hours into Blueprints. Then we have Minecraft, now on Java Edition, a game that I returned to after years and years being away from it. And people really wanted it back for chill streams. Now that I'm playing it on Java Edition with mods, such as an amazing shader mod that makes the water and sky look realistic and has amazing lighting. And we have this distance mod. You can see way off into the distance, and I'm using a controller and skins and all this. It's a much more interesting experience than just playing Minecraft. And we're finally heading into the interesting parts where I'm getting the resources I need so that I can make really good equipment, and then I can head out into the world and do interesting exploration. So we're kind of right at the point where really interesting stuff is about to start happening in my Minecraft run. Then we've got American Truck Simulator, which we've done 4 streams of, and surprisingly enough, ends up being one of the best streams I do every week because people show up, engage, and support, and have a great time. Not only is it about me just driving a truck and trying to run my own trucking business, but we have a lot of fun conversation. There's bounties and challenges, and people are wagering their channel points on Kick. It's always a really good time. And then the new game in the rotation, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, where I've been playing Capcom vs. SNK 2, has also been successful. All right, it's been fun to play, even though last time that I played it was rage-inducing because already, only not even 2 weeks into the release of this game, the only people left are people who are try-harding serious teams. So trying to learn the game like I'm trying to do in new grooves like P-Groove is incredibly frustrating because here I am trying to learn and they're just sitting there doing abusive tactics. So, I'm still loving it though. Capcom vs. SNK 2 is a great game. If I had way more time to sink into fighting games, I would have played all the games in this collection. The collection has like 7, 8 games. So far, I've literally only played 2. And there's just not enough time. When I'm only playing fighting games twice a week, I don't have enough time to invest to be able to play all the games in the collection. Okay? So that's currently what I'm playing. All right. I would say that Minecraft and Truck Sim are doing well. We keep those easily as night chill streams, mixing in for variety amongst all the other things that I'm doing. The Capcom Fighting Collection for now is good. It's doing well. We're getting attendance. We're getting support for it. I'm happy with the way that it's going. Can't wait to play more on Friday night. But right now, the games that are at question, the games that everyone are kind of not necessarily complaining about, but there's definitely a growing group of viewers who are saying these games have overstayed their welcome. They're way too long and you need to play new stuff. We're talking about Clair Obscur and we're talking about Blueprints, okay? Really, the question here, I feel, is not, are these games good? They are. They're outstanding games. Clair Obscur is arguably one of the best RPGs I've ever played in my life. To me, it's standing with as good of games as like Final Fantasy X, Lost Odyssey, those kind of games. Blue Dragon that I played back in the day and really loved. Like, it's that good. In fact, as a modern game, visually it's amazing. The gameplay elements are great. The story's getting more interesting. I actually don't have a complaint about Clair Obscur at all. I really love the game. Okay? Blueprints is the best puzzle game I've ever played in my life. And I don't say that with any exaggeration or coming quickly to the conclusion. I'm not a big puzzle guy, but when I play a puzzle game, usually it's few and far between. Blueprints is super good. I'm blown away with how much fun the game is when you get into its mysteries, when you get into the story. It's just really, really riveting. Okay? So I'm having a great time with both games. But every time that I play them, I get complaints. I get a dip in viewership on the streams. The videos on YouTube take days and days to even get any real views. And now the sad fact is both of these playthroughs, after 30 plus hours of playing them, are now sadly getting way less support. This week, I did 2 streams of Clair Obscur, one of which we did well, and the other, which was yesterday, was my lowest supported stream of the year, and actually my lowest supported stream since I played Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth a year and a half ago. We didn't even raise $40 on yesterday's Clair Obscur stream. Okay? Blueprints. Sadly, again, a game that was doing really good when it first came out. Then I said, well, new games are coming out. We have to put it to a night stream. And immediately I got big pushback. People saying, man, you really shouldn't have pushed that to a night stream because we can't really attend the night streams. We want to support it, but it has to be a day stream. So I brought it back to day streams and then it started getting support again. I was like, ooh. But now all of a sudden, last stream, a couple days ago, we didn't hit the support goal. Did it do poorly? By no means. We raised over $100 and I was okay with that. But the point I'm making is you can see there is fatigue for these lengthy games, okay? As a variety creator, I face a dilemma. When a lengthy game comes out, the first dilemma I face is, do I even play it? Because I know that attention on the internet, particularly on streams for games, is kind of short-lived unless it's a super duper hyped game, right? If a new FromSoft game that's not a co-op drop-in, drop-out game like Night Rain's going to be, but a new Dark Souls, a new Elden Ring, or the Elden Ring DLC last year, right? Those games, even though they're lengthy, seem to get a lot of attention all the way through, okay? Big, hyped games. If a new GTA dropped tomorrow, GTA 6, I feel like I'd get attention the entire playthrough, okay? But outside of these exceptions, all right, it seems like it's very hard to maintain attention for anything that's being played more than a couple of weeks, all right? Even Doom, The Dark Ages, a game that was only around 20, 25 hours long, that was hard to maintain attention on. And I played the living crap out of it in the first week. I beat Doom the Dark Ages within 8 days of its release. Or is it 9? I think it was 9 days of its release. But even then, people said, oh, that was too long, and, it was boring, okay? Now, here's an example. King Ferb says, well, Suikoden did well. You're right. And I think the reason Suikoden did well is two factors. Factor number one, that was the longest game I had played in a very long time. We had actually been playing a lot of shorter games, indie games, right? Suikoden was kind of like, oh, a throwback. Phil hasn't done an RPG in a while. This is cool. It's refreshing to see him go back to that formula that he likes a lot. Suikoden also was a game from my youth, so I knew a lot about it, and you could see how much I was genuinely enjoying every moment I was playing it because I was reliving these awesome moments from the original playthrough. And this was a game that there was buy-in. I told everyone, as long as we kept getting support for the playthrough, I would continue to play it as a daytime stream all the way through. And it happened. People literally supported the entire playthrough. And to which I agreed, hey, this summer, let's actually do a playthrough of Suikoden 2, which is also in that collection. And people are like, yeah, we can't wait for that. Okay? So I think that was kind of an exception. But I think what's happened now is after Suikoden 1 ended, then we had another lengthy game, then another lengthy game, now another lengthy game. And now it's like, oh man, now Phil's inundated with a bunch of lengthy games again. And we were liking the fact that he was playing more short-term, fast-paced, indie-style games and action-based games, multiplayer games. Now he seems like he's getting back into that formula of everything takes 2 months to beat. And this is a problem because as a variety creator, all right, the dilemma I face is, do I even bother playing these lengthy games? Because if I don't, case in point, Metaphor, I get nothing but flack for it. Phil, how dare you skip Metaphor? Aren't you aware it's like the best game of 2024? You really missed out on a gem. No, I know. I played 12 hours of it. I played 12 hours of Metaphor, and I loved every moment of it, and I very much wanted to play it, but no one showed up. By the end of the 12-hour demo, people were not on the stream anymore, and I was making nothing. So in the viewership and support, people were telling me they didn't want this playthrough, so I didn't do it. Then everyone yelled at me after the fact. So what was I supposed to do? You guys know I'm a variety creator, and you know that I don't just sit here and play one game nonstop for 2 weeks. So when you're looking at a game that's going to be a 40 to 60-hour playthrough, you always have to understand something. That will mean that's a 2-month playthrough for me. And there's not much I can do about it, because if I did sit here and played the same game for 2 weeks, attendance, engagement, and support would plummet, because I'm a variety creator. I'm not just Mr. RPG, Mr. FPS, Mr. Fighting Game, Mr. FromSoft. I'm the jack of all trades and the master of none. So because of that, I have to juggle, right? And to be honest, that's why I've had the longevity that I've had. That's why the guy who started videos back in 2008 is still able to make a living making similar videos in 2025, because I have kept the variety going. Right now, I'm doing a podcast. Then we're doing Blueprints. Tonight, we're doing Minecraft. Tomorrow, we're going to do Clair Obscur and Night Rain. Then there's going to be fighting games on Friday. Every stream, you get a different audience. And the audience that likes that particular game will show up, engage, and support with that game, but may not show up for the other. So even though you look at my stream and you say, oh my God, Phil only has 150 viewers on his podcast, and his videos of the playthrough are only getting 200, 300 views. Yes, but you have to understand that that is separate from my overall viewership. My overall viewership is each game has a pocket of viewers that comes to enjoy it. And they'll come back when there's another game that they're interested in, you see? So you have to understand that. And a lot of people don't, all right? The reason I'm here is because of the variety. Because some people say, well, if you just played Clair Obscur nonstop for 2 weeks, you would have beaten it, and then no one would be bored, and you wouldn't have the problems you're having right now. Yes, and by the time that the first week ended, 80% of my viewership would have complained, tuned out, not come back, and I would have went out of business. That's not an exaggeration. People are here for variety. That's what DSPGaming is all about and always has been. I can't just play one game nonstop for 2-3 weeks. So because of that, do I play lengthy games? That's even question number one. Do I even bother playing them? Because when in a case of a game like Clair Obscur, I absolutely love this game. But now when I play it, I get people yelling at me, telling me, oh, I did it all wrong. What do you mean I did it all wrong? Oh, well, you're doing side content. That's boring. All we want is story. Wait a minute. Back in the day, when I was a full-time YouTuber, okay, before I became a streamer, my methodology was on release day, run to GameStop, buy all the new releases, bring them home and unbox them, immediately start playing them, and literally rush through the game as fast as I could. Do not take time to take in the scenery. Do not explore. Do not do side content. Literally full speed to the finish line. Because if I could be the person who would play through that new game as fast as I possibly could, okay? And then get that playthrough out fully on YouTube, I could be on to the next game, and I could trade in that game right away to get almost maximum value back when you could actually trade in games for high value. Those times are long gone. And I could be on to the next. This was the way I operated on YouTube. And this got me incredible notoriety, huge views, and made me Mr. New Playthrough. People always came to DSPGaming because they knew, dude, within 2 days of a new game out, Phil beat it. And we can see the whole playthrough and judge for ourselves if we want to play it or not. This is great. That was my catch. That is what I was known for on the internet, okay? But what ended up happening was that over the years of, say, 2010, 2011, 2012, the internet started to push back against me and said, we don't like this methodology anymore. We don't like the way you conduct yourself, because what's happening is you're rushing through games so fast. You're not seeing the real game. You're only seeing this one very narrow portion of the game that's narrative, and you're skipping everything else. So how can you fairly judge a game, give an opinion on it, review it, and tell us if you like it or not, if you are literally running for the finish line and skipping a vast part of the content of each and every game that you play? Okay? So in regards to that methodology, I changed it. Over the years, I evolved, particularly when I became a streamer in 2017. I said, well, if we're going to do these live streams and they're interactive, then it's okay if I take my time. Because if I take my time, we can enjoy the game and react to it together. We could have conversation about it live. It's more of a social aspect rather than me just sitting here playing the game offline for myself. So let's do that. And we did. And my playthroughs became more lengthy, more drawn out, seeing more side content. I replayed old games that I had rushed through previously, this time doing more full and complex playthroughs that I really enjoy. And so everything changed for the better. But now what's happened is culture has changed. Everyone wants instant gratification. Everyone wants everything right away without having to wait a long time for it. And people want to talk about a game for literally 3 days and then move on to the next. Clear Obscure was hot for a week, but if you didn't know all about it in the first week, no one cares about it week 2. But wait a minute, it's a 60-hour game. How could I ever get through the whole game in a week? Too bad, we're on to the next already. That's how gaming is now. That's not how it used to be, but that's just how it is. So now, when a lengthy game comes out, and I'm thinking to myself, well, everyone's telling me to play it. Everyone says I don't skip it because it's going to be the biggest game ever. All right, I'll try it. And then I play it at my own pace. We're enjoying it. Oh, you're doing it wrong. What do you mean? Well, everyone else already beat it. I've only played it for a week. Yeah, it's already done. Everyone did 60 hours in it. They're done. What do you mean? You know? So, in regards to Clair Obscure, here's what's going on. As you play through the game, incrementally, the character who serves as your vehicle for the game, Esquire, you ride him and he's fast travel basically because he goes over the overworld map. You don't have to fight when you're on his back. He at first can only go over the ground. Then after a while, he can break crystals to go to new areas. Then he can swim. Then he can start to swim through coral. Eventually, he's going to be able to dive and jump and fly and do all this other stuff. Each time that you get to a milestone in the story, he gains a new ability, and then all this new content opens up in the game. So each and every time that this has happened, I explore the map and I do content. There's an optional dungeon over here, an optional super boss over here. Now, normally in the game, you wouldn't be able to do all the content because it's tough. For example, there's super dungeons that have opened up that I walked into them level 30 and the enemies are level 70. Whoa. Well, you shouldn't be able to beat that, but I can. Why can you beat it? Well, let's see. Because, FYI, I've played turn-based RPGs my whole life, so I'm good at them. And I played fighting games. So why does that factor in? Because in fighting games, you need incredibly good hand-eye coordination. You need to be able to do timed button presses and joystick taps in order to counter what your opponent is coming at you with. So how does that factor into Clair Obscur? Well, the combat system has a parry system. If you're playing this game and you run into something that's really tough, as long as you can read its attacks and parry by pressing a button when it hits you, you can literally absorb all its damage and then turn it back against it with a counterattack. Essentially, if you're good at parrying, you're invincible in Clair Obscur. No kidding. It's just true. You will actually beat pretty much everything in the game if you're good at parrying. So I go into a level 70 dungeon at level 30, and I start winning. And people are like, that doesn't make any sense. Literally no other person who played this game walked into this dungeon at your level and was able to complete it. Well, I can, because I'm different. Do you remember when I played Elden Ring and we finally walked into the open world map for the first time? And right there in front of you is that knight on the horse with a big ass weapon. And everyone said, "Law, we'll take him on," and got completely trounced by him and said, "Fuck this, we'll go back later." I said, "No, I'm going to beat that guy right now." And it took me like an hour and a half, but I did it. On that very first stream of Elden Ring, I persevered, I learned the pattern, I beat that knight. And that was an incredible challenge, but that was an awesome way to open up that challenging playthrough to show that I had the skill level to overcome. That's exactly how I'm playing Clair Obscur, okay? In Clair Obscur, when this side content is opening up, and most people say, "Fuck it, it's too hard, I'll come back later," I was like, nope, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to see if I can do it. And I've been able to do it all. I think there's only literally one super boss and one other area that it was just so instant death, and the health pools were too big. There was no way I was going to be able to beat them. So I said, all right, I'll come back to those later. But for the most part, I've done everything else. Okay? People are telling me I did it wrong. Well, now because you did that, you're over leveled. Well, wait a minute. If I skipped all the side content and I only did the main story, then you would have complained that I missed all the side content of the game and I rushed through it. Hence, I don't really know I don't have a good idea of the game, and the playthrough sucked because I just rushed and I didn't take my time. You know, like you guys told me back in the day, and everyone said that those playthroughs sucked, right? So I changed myself in the last 15 years to be a different kind of creator per your feedback. Now all of a sudden, that's wrong. I should have just turboed through this game, apparently. Okay? So I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do, because every time it seems I play something, I'm somehow doing it wrong. Even when I'm listening to direct feedback, I'm somehow doing it wrong. I don't get it, okay? Now, in the case of Clair Obscur, if you believe that doing the side content actually ruins the game, you have the right to that opinion, but you should take that opinion and you should direct it towards the parties who are culpable for that, the game devs. If the side content of the game is actually not meant to be played, then go complain to them and say, why is it in there? Right? If by doing the side content, I become so overleveled that nothing in the game will be fun anymore, then why are you complaining to me? I don't, does it make any sense? Does it? I'm just playing the game that was presented to me. I'm playing the parts that open up in the story as I approach them. Hell, that super dungeon was actually right there in line with the story. It wasn't even like, oh, I went out of my way to go find it. It was literally right there. Now, it showed danger red, but it was right in front of me. Let me give it a shot. Oh, look, I just beat it. And now I'm over leveled. Well, how is that my fault? Because I'm too good at the game? Literally what you're saying is, because I'm so good at the game, the playthrough sucks. That's exactly what you're saying. I'm so good at Clair Obscur, my playthrough's bad because nothing's beating me. That's really what you're saying. It's, if you had played the game and you were finding all this in trouble and adversity and you were raging and basically you were, sucking at the game, then we could make more memes, right? Then we could do clips and we could put them on X and on TikTok and on Reddit, and we could have millions of views making fun of how bad you are at the game. But you're not doing that, so your playthrough sucks. Fuck you. Yes, every one of you out there. Fuck you. Anyone who says this kind of dumb shit, go fuck yourself. You're a fucking waste of my time and you're a waste of life if that's all you think. Because Darkseid feels good at something, his playthrough sucks. No, you're a loser. If all you care about is toxicity and failure, and all you want to do is bring someone down because they're good at something, you're the fucking problem. Not me. My playthrough doesn't suck. My playthrough is one of the best playthroughs of Clair Obscur because I'm showing you that anyone who has skill can actually beat any portion of this game at any time. All you need to do is time the parries. Tell me another fucking content creator who's made a playthrough like that of that game. Name one singular one. I'd love to hear it. So because I'm doing something differently, better than everyone else, and you can't make fun of me for it, you're mad. Oh, too fucking bad. Go fucking jump off a cliff. Because that's about the value that you have if that's the kind of person you want to be. You're a toxic individual on the internet who only cares when someone's in suffering and misery. That's fucked up. Seriously, what is wrong with you? If that's your mentality. Now, let's continue positively, okay? What I want to do moving forward is actually figure out, do I play lengthy games? Because I don't see a way to do it and keep attention on me, to be honest. I feel like the modern gaming industry, you literally only get, sadly, a week to talk about a game. After that, it's absolutely true that everyone's on to the next topic, on to the next trend, on to the next thing. This is why I've told you guys for years, I'm apprehensive about actually playing lengthy games. Okay? I don't know what else to do because I don't know how to make those playthroughs viable. I don't know how to make them work. Even if I had rushed through Clair Obscur and only done the story, people would have said the playthrough sucked because you didn't do the content. So now I beat the content that's challenging and I master the game, and people say your playthrough sucks. I think we see a problem here, and the problem isn't me. The problem is you. Because you're so fucking toxic. People out there who are never satisfied at all, no matter what I do. I can't please those people. Do you understand? It doesn't matter how I play a game, they're always going to whine and bitch and complain about it. So instead of focusing on this giant crowd of losers on the internet who all they want to do is be toxic, I need to hone in on the factors that make people who actually like my content come by and engage and support with it. So the question is, what happened with Clair Obscur where we were getting that attention, we were getting that support, and all of a sudden, yesterday it fell off? What happened with Blueprints that we were having people come by and say, listen, please make this a day stream because we love this game and we want the playthrough to continue and we'll support it, but then we're not getting that support anymore. What happened, right? What's the change? Is it because it's too long? In the case of Blueprints, it really, really baffles me because we're actually now unraveling the game-long mysteries that have been big questions the entire time. And now we're getting those answers and we're getting near the end of the game. We've opened 3 out of the 8 final doors. We're starting to piece together the clues we can do to solve the puzzles behind those doors. And that's literally the end of the game. So what's next, right? Like why are we losing audience? Why are we losing support for Blueprints? I'm actually stumped. And this is what I want to hear. I don't want to hear, oh, your playthroughs suck, you're boring. It's not. That's the toxic peanut gallery being toxic. Those are the people who will never admit that I've done anything good. These are the people that will crap on me no matter what. The same people who said, oh, look at this, making fun of Phil playing Doom, when literally that's what everyone did in that room in Doom because it was full of explosive barrels. But you use me as the scapegoat and you take it out of context to get a meme for yourself and get millions of views of clickbait because you're a fucking lying loser. Okay? I don't care about that. What I care about is my core audience of people who will come by and actually engage and support me for these playthroughs. So the question is, what's changed? So I'd like feedback. I'd like genuine feedback. What do I do with Clair Obscur and what do I do with Blueprints? I've invested over 30 hours into each game. I love the games. I feel that the playthroughs are great. So what is going on that I need to change? Do I need to change the schedule? What do I do? I honestly don't have the answers, but it's frustrating because when I finally invest this much time into games because you guys asked me to. By the way, I didn't even know about Blueprints, had no idea it existed. You guys convinced me to play it. I love it. Now I'm at fault for playing it. Every time I play it, the toxic bitches, oh, why are you playing this? Go away. Come back when there's something that gets your really bad ADD attention span and stop bothering us because we're enjoying Blueprints. Okay? I don't need to hear the toxic shit. We don't. Okay? I'm just tired of it. Tired of hearing this buzzing that really doesn't matter because those people never support my content anyway. So why do I have to hear it? It doesn't mean anything, right? It's just a bunch of fucking noise to annoy all of us. Okay. So let's see what people have to say. We're going to do some shout outs here. All right. Let's do some shout outs and see what people have to say. We start off with Princess Luna, who did a $10 super chat. I feel like the day stream and night stream crowds are different. As far as long playthroughs go, I use the 3-episode rule to decide if I like a game or not. Okay? So basically you watch 3 episodes of a playthrough to decide if you like it or not, right? And that's the thing, like with these games, both Blueprints and with Clair Obscur, those playthroughs did well. I mean, like I said, I've been playing these games now for over a month, 30 plus hours. All of a sudden now they're falling off, and that's the concern is when you've already invested that much time into a game, obviously you want to see the end, right? But it's like, am I shooting myself in the foot? Right? Am I? I don't know, right? I don't know. Archmage says there's actually not much of Exposition 33 left. You could probably finish it in several more streams. Yeah, for what I'm going to understand, right? I think we're right at the end story-wise of Act 2, and people are saying the story of Act 3 is short, but then all the side content is unlocked and you can play it, correct? So I guess we have to see then how it's going to go. You know, I definitely want to see it end, but I don't want to skip a bunch of stuff, you know? I don't know. Hold on, because a couple troll tips here. I'm just ignoring them. All right, this is actually pretty insightful. All right, this is pretty insightful. I'm going to read this one. It's a $2 tip anonymous. And although some of this might seem like it may be insulting or trolling, I actually think it's kind of insightful, so I'm going to read it, okay? Let's see it. You guys tell me if you think that this might hold true, okay? I agree. Your passion came through during the Suikoden playthrough, or Suikoden playthrough. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. You had knowledge and a natural charisma. The support directly correlated with how passionate that you were for that game and how you connected with it. Your best playthrough in years, in my opinion. Is it fair to say, following this logic, is there maybe a lack of passion or lack of charisma that's responsible for low support games, like, for example, Clair Obscur? It seems like with a game like Truck Sim, although it sounds like it could be boring on paper, it really allows your spice to come through and the support shows. Maybe it's a lack of personality or passion coming through on low support streams. Well, think of it this way, right? When I'm playing Clair Obscur, all right, there's a plot and I comment on the plot, but a lot of it is just sitting around watching cutscenes for the plot. And there's not much you can really do about that. That's how the game is unfolded. It's through cutscenes, right? Now, the gameplay is turn-based, and the gameplay requires planning and learning the different play styles of each character, which I've done. Like, I've played with every character in the game, and I've learned their play styles. And I even said this on stream yesterday. I don't think there's a single character in Clair Obscur who I don't like playing with. They all play differently, but they're all very fun to use. So because of that, I'm actually enjoying when the game forces you to use different parties or shuffle the characters around or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But in regards to the gameplay of Clair Obscur, A lot of it is, okay, here's a new enemy. Let's see what they're going to do. Okay, let me see if I can time this button press to parry. Did I get it or not? Ah, shit, I missed it. Or, oh, I got it perfectly. Nice, shiny, fancy counterattack, right? And maybe that's fun the first or second time you face a new enemy. And maybe it's fun when you're facing a boss. But you can't always make that entertaining, right? If I'm facing the same party of enemies for the 5th time, it's not going to be as entertaining as the first time I fought them, right? So maybe it's the style of game, right? Maybe certain games just go better than others. I would counter that, though, with Blueprints. And here's why I say that. I actually think that the Blueprints playthrough, I have been fully engaged with that game the entirety of the time I've played it. Solving the puzzles, trying to understand the plot, trying to figure out the nuances of each thing that's going on in the game. Like, literally every room has had hidden meaning that I didn't understand at first, but we figured that out, right? And it's turned out very positively. I don't know why Blueprints, which had people very excited for it early on, why now, while we're at the end of the game, where we're coming to the culmination of the plot lines, the secrets are being finally revealed, and the mysteries are being solved and answered, why now there'd be a falling off? I'm just as engaged with that game now as I was at the beginning of the playthrough, so I don't get it. Okay? So here we go. So now, as you can see, all the toxic losers who I said are just wastes of everyone's time are speaking up on Kick, and they can all enjoy their nice big bands right now. They can all get fucked. Here you go. Got a few. I'll get more later. Don't worry. Okay. Sidious thinks that the lengthy games fall off because they're getting stretched out into too many parts. Perhaps doing entire days of the same game would work. But again, I understand what you're saying, Sidious. But number one, not everyone can sit here an entire day watching a stream. You have to understand that. Who has an entire free day to watch me play one game all day? In addition, if I do that, I will basically turn off the variety audience that I have. I have a variety audience. People tune in for different games at different times. Someone might stick around for Blueprints but not care about Minecraft. Someone might be here for Minecraft but not care about fighting games on Friday. You see what I'm saying? I can't just keep playing the same games nonstop. Bruno Hart says maybe people went on vacation for Memorial Day. Those kind of things, as much as you might want to try to use those as justifications, they've always been red herring excuses. There is no, oh, there's a holiday. Oh, people are broke right now. It's bullshit. If that were the case, the entire industry would fall apart. Do you understand? No one would be able to stream. No one would make any money. That's just, it's nonsense. There's no, oh, well, because don't you know that people were waiting for their tax breaks to come in and then they're going to support you? That's not bullshit. People have money to support what they like, and they will. There's got to be a correlation that's not, oh, just it's a holiday or something. That's nonsense. Because then you're telling me, oh, every single streamer can't make any money this week because it was Memorial Day. That sounds like bullshit to me. Well, thanks, Hyperfixate, for a $2 super chat. I'm definitely not reading what you just said, but I appreciate the support. Well, let's see. We got a tip here, but I don't know. Let's take a look. What is going on with my screen here? Stop that. Annoying me. So a $2 tipper says, a lot of these guys are conditioned watching This Is How You Don't Play. And so if you show a smidgen of competency in a game, they say your gameplay sucks. You could see it in the chat when you play fighting games and you're going on a winning streak. Suddenly, LARPers are asking you to go back to Street Fighter 6 when you're playing this new collection. You're right. Why do they want Street Fighter 6? Because I don't like it, because I find it boring, and because I don't spend enough time on it to beat up the scrubs. When I'm playing this new collection and I'm actually doing well, oh, that's horrible. That's boring. No, it's not boring. I'm doing well, and you're just a loser. Okay? You don't like the fact that I'm good at games. Okay? Face it. I'm actually good at some games. Okay? Not all of them. Most of them I do suck at. Old school fighting games, I'm really good at. Some modern games, Clear Obscure, I'm actually really good at it. The parrying, I've done exceptionally well. I beat a level 70 dungeon when I went in at like level 30. Okay? I'm actually good at the game. Too bad that you can't accept that. Doom the Dark Ages, I actually did not suck at. Now, I'm not saying I was good at it, because I wasn't. But I actually did not suck at that game. It doesn't matter how many mouth-drooling idiots watched a meme on the internet thinking that, because they're mouth-drooling idiots, I'm actually not bad at Doom the Dark Ages. It doesn't matter what your meme is and what your narrative is that you push. You're still fucking wrong. It doesn't matter how many idiotic, cackling morons are around you. You're still wrong. And the smart people look at you from the outside and say, wow, the masses really are getting dumber by the fucking day. I'm not actually bad at every game. There's nothing that you can do about it. Kiss my ass. Thanks for the $2 tip, whoever that was, because it was anonymous. So really what we need to figure out, because this is me being pretty transparent here, is what to do, man. I don't know what to do about these lengthy playthroughs. What do I do about Clear Obscure right now? What do I do about Blueprints right now? Right now, I have a Blueprint stream right now we're doing no matter what. And we've got a Clear Obscure stream I'm doing tomorrow no matter what. Outside of that, I literally don't know what else to do moving forward. I want to continue to play and finish these games. But I also can't be like, oh, time to play Clear Obscure, so time to make $5 an hour today. Because people are burnt out on it. You know, if you guys literally said to me right now, play Clear Obscure, just finish the story, I would do it. Because I don't want the playthrough to die. But at the same time, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to get significantly less enjoyment out of doing that. I feel like I want to do the content in the game. And I'm missing out on a representation of what that game is meant to be if I don't do this content that is opened up in front of me. But people are saying they're bored, just beat the story. I don't know. I mean, that would make me sad, but I would do what you guys want. All right? Because I am, to be honest, I'm beholden to the viewer. I have to do what you guys want. I can't just sit here like a fool and do what I want all day, every day. I'll go out of business. I have to listen to feedback from the viewers and do what they ask for. Okay? Princess Luna, as much as I would like to do that, it's not possible. Princess Luna says, do you consider finishing games off stream, uploading them as separate videos, and then finishing other games on stream? I would have to clone myself. I'm here in this office around 10:30 a.m. every day till about 4:30 p.m. Then I get about an hour to an hour and a half break, which is me eating and doing errands and spending some time with my wife. I'm back in this office by 6:30, and I don't get to leave until after 10:30. Then I spend an hour with my wife, and I go to bed. That's my day. I don't have endless extra hours to do offline gameplay content and do offline series plus streaming online series. I can't. I would have to have a team of people working for me to pull that off. And I don't. I'm a one-man show. I always have been. That's some of the appeal of what I do, is because I'm not sold out. I'm not corporate. I don't treat this like I put on a fucking suit and tie to pump out this highly polished content. It's just a dude enjoying games, right? So I don't think that your suggestion is off kilter or crazy or ill-spirited at all. Don't take it like that. I'm just saying that's just not viable. Either I'm a full-time interactive streamer or I'm an offline YouTuber. I can't be both. I can't clone myself to have, oh, I play Clear Obscure offline and upload many hours of footage of that a day, plus I'm doing 6 to 8 hours of streaming a day. I can't do it. You know, I'll be honest, I am exhausted with the level that I work. If you haven't noticed, I've been trying to take extra time off to spend with my wife. We want to take an extra day off in the next few weeks, and we don't even know when we can do it. Can't do it this week because of Night Rain. Can't do it next week because you got both the launch of the Switch 2 and you've got Summer Game Fest. Don't even know if we can do it the week after. I don't know. It's like frustrating right now, you know? So I don't think that's the solution. But my content is streamed content. Get it? Okay. Well, someone took $2. Now here's another take. Listen to this. Most gamers are playing games from years ago, and the most popular streamer games are old. The average gamer only buys 2 games a year. Most gamers aren't just on to the next thing. Even your Suikoden playthrough did well. I don't think it's the age of the games that's the issue. You focus too much on hot new releases. Listen, I'm down for playing older games. I've told you guys. I like the fact that I can go back and play older games when you recommend them, right? And that's worked well. Take a look at what happened with Onimusha, which I didn't even know what it was. And then I played it and I absolutely loved it. You know, the only reason we're not playing Onimusha 2 right now is because I'm stuck into too many lengthy playthroughs and I don't have time for it in the schedule, right? Oh, excuse me. So listen, I'm down for older games. I outright said over the course of the summertime, I would love to do a modded run of GTA 4, now adding in modernized graphics and things that make the playthrough feel fresh and interesting and new on PC. I think that would be a great way to lead into GTA 6 next year, right? But at the same time, when I don't play the new releases, I get yelled at. So many people gave me shit because I didn't play Metaphor, because I didn't play Monster Hunter, because I didn't play Split, what was it called? Split Decision, Split Dimension, Split, whatever the hell it was called. I skipped a bunch of games in the last 6 months, and everyone complains. Oh, you really missed out, Phil. Why didn't you play those? What kind of a gamer are you? I'm really disappointed in you. Split Fiction. Okay. So yeah, like I don't know how to appease everyone because when you're a variety creator, right? You can't please everyone because everyone wants something different. There's people who want me to cover the new releases. Then there's people who want me to play retro games. Then there's people who want me to beat games right away and as fast as possible. But there's people who want me to take my time and do all the side content. And it seems like no matter what, I can't find that happy medium all the time. Sometimes I can. I mean, let's be honest. This year has been really good up to now. Okay? What's going on this week with Blueprints and Clair Obscure has not been the case the entire year at all. This has just been this week. We've seen a few slow streams. I'm wondering how to remedy that. That's why I'm appealing to you for that information. But this year has been great. I've apparently been a good job juggling or done a good job juggling everything and trying to appease as many people as I can, knowing that I can't be perfect to everyone, but I think there's been something for everyone that everyone has really enjoyed, right? And trust me, it was tough because I was in the midst of a bunch of drama nonsense. And you saw how hard it was for me to pull myself out of that, but I managed to do it. And I'm doing consistently well since. So I'm happy for that. But I'm curious what to do with these playthroughs that are this long. Because you notice these are the playthroughs that are the problem, not anything else. Any game that I can beat within a couple of weeks, no issue. It's only when the games get to the point where we're talking like a month or 2 months. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. It's tough to figure out. Okay. Well, I basically said my piece on this, but now I need feedback. I'd like to know what to do. Do I literally just skip lengthy games? Is that the problem? Because it seems like those are the games that are creating the problems right now, right? Let's get everyone's feedback. Tag me in chat. I want to hear everyone's feedback on this subject because by hearing everything you guys have to say, it's going to allow me to get a better big picture. Thanks to that tipper earlier, the couple tippers actually, who have gotten a lot of insight here. Thanks to Princess Luna. I really appreciate you guys giving all this takes. This is going to help, okay? Well, Princess Luna says maybe one long playthrough at a time. Well, the problem with that is number one, I don't always know it's going to be a long playthrough, right? And number two, for example, let's say I had to choose between Blueprints or Clair Obscure. How do you choose? They're both amazing games. One is like best in class puzzler, and one is best in class RPG. How do you pick which best in class game to play? Right? And once we beat it, then what's the next one that I play? Or the problem is, a lot of the times, if you don't play the game when it's hot, people don't care about it anymore. Right? So that's what I'm concerned about. If you don't play that stuff, what do you do? I don't know. King Ferb says maybe the days of completing all games are a thing of the past. Well, that's true. And the thing is, if you notice, this year I did try out a few games that I didn't continue with, and people had issue with that. Oh, what's wrong with you? Now you don't finish any games anymore. What is up with that? That you play a game, but we like it, we invested in it, and now you're not gonna like look what happened with the crazy weirdo indie game. What the hell's the name of it? I can't even remember the name of it, right? But we played it for like a month and a half. Hold on. The hell is the name of the game? A complete brain. Oh, Disco Elysium, right? Here's a game that I started playing it. I was intrigued. It's one of the weirdest games, right, that I've ever played. But after a while, all the interest waned, and I was like, it ain't gonna work anymore, right? So just don't play it anymore. Oh, how dare you? How dare you quit a game? Just another rage quit, another wage quit. What's hilarious is that there are tons of game streamers out there who literally will play a game once or twice to see if it catches on. If it catches on and people like it and support it, they'll keep playing it. If it doesn't get, any kind of attention or support within 1 or 2 streams, they dump it, and that's their methodology, and no one cares. Everyone's like, that's fine. That makes sense. But to me, oh, wage quit. What a horrible thing. What are you talking about? Any business that tries something new has a new offering to the customers. If the customers don't actually catch on and buy it or want it, they stop offering it, right? If you have a sandwich shop and you sell Philly cheesesteaks, but you decide now you're going to have the chicken cheesesteak as well, if it doesn't sell within 2 weeks, do you just keep buying the chicken even though you're not selling it? Or do you say, all right, I'll just go back to focusing on the Philly cheesesteaks? That's business. But people are dumb and they want to turn it into toxic stuff. I do believe that moving forward, I can't just commit to fully finishing every single game I play. On the flip side of that, okay, there are games like, for example, here we go, Clair Obscur Blueprints. They did well at first. Absolutely they did. I love them. And now we've invested so much time in them. I don't want to give them up. But again, I can't continue to say, hey, well, now I have 2-3 games in the rotation that are 30 hours long, and now no one's showing up and is supporting them. So what do I do? Inichiro says, personally, I don't mind lengthy playthroughs, but my opinion matters little because I am newer here. Definitely try and play something you might enjoy, though. Don't be afraid to drop stuff. Okay, thank you. You hear it's the actual opposite. You hear says that's the issue. Instead of seeing yourself as a streamer, sounds like you see yourself as a business person, and it makes it seem like you don't have passion anymore. No, the problem is I have so much passion that I haven't sold out, so I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. Okay? Why are there content creators much bigger than me that don't have to worry about this? Because they have 4,000 sponsors, because they shill crap, products, games that are garbage, but they tell you to buy them. There's ads all over their shit. Click here for the referral code. Click here to buy this piece of fucking trash, right? Or they've completely become nonsensical, very toxic content creators that are only there for drama and sensationalist purposes. So they get the drama views and bait, so they don't have to worry about, actually getting views and support for a playthrough because they're so busy ragging on people and hurting things all around them, burning everything scorched earth. Doesn't matter. They're just so super popular and make tons of money anyway. I'm not like any of that. Literally, I don't do drama and I don't shill. I don't do the two things that actually takes the soul away from a content creator. That's why I'm so passionate. That's why you see me actually bothered by this. Okay? Another creator would be like, oh, fuck it. Just drop the game. Don't give a shit about it. Right? We'll just go on to whatever is going to print me more money today. On to the next sponsored stream. On to the next paid thing. On to the next, oh, man, my playthrough didn't do well yesterday. Let's do a big drama video today. Let's rip someone apart. Let's do some kind of big expose. Let's just who cares who I hurt? As long as I print money today, that's all I care about. That's not me. And that's never going to be me. I'm not that kind of person. So it's literally the opposite of what you're saying. The reason that it comes across the way that you're saying is because I have a peanut gallery of toxic losers who spin it that way because they're very jealous of me and they don't like me and they don't want me to succeed. So they have to push it as a negative narrative. I could easily have done all those other things to be above the level of, oh, gotta worry if a playthrough does well. I could have done all of them, and I would have lost my soul along the way. I wouldn't have had the passion. I wouldn't have had the ingenuity. I wouldn't have had the honesty that I have in my content. I would have had to kiss butt. Yeah. I mean, listen, right now, because Zangief just said this over in the kick chat. He's talking about the FGC stuff, right? Why is Darkside Phil the only person who has issue with rollback netcode? I'm not. I'm not. I'm just the only person who has an audience who actually complains about the rollback netcode. I'm the only person who, like, now it's not an overly positive audience, but I still have an echo chamber. So when I say rollback netcode sucks, and the canons literally ruined the capacity for online play for fighting games because people are too ignorant to know rollback sucks. When I say that, it resonates with a huge group of people, but they're not the people who are in positions of power in the FGC. Get it? They're not. The people who are in the positions of power can't say rollback sucks because that means all the content they make is null and void and worthless. So they'll never admit it. But I can tell you right now, there are people in the FGC who hate rollback just as much as me. They just don't have that soapbox to stand on for people who listen to them. Let me tell you something. If you're playing a fighting game and you kick someone and it says KO, and then the round continues. So you hit them with a fireball and the game says KO, but the round continues. So then you hit them with an uppercut and finally they die on the third hit. That game is a piece of shit and the netcode is completely worthless. There is not a single person in the fighting game community who will ever dispute that behind closed doors, but publicly they will. But behind closed doors, they will all say, that is awful. They would all watch my match from the other day where I had to kill the person 3 fucking times to win the round and say, that's some of the worst I've ever seen in my life. Wow, that's just embarrassing. But they'll never say that publicly. Because I am not a sellout or a shill, I am able to be honest with you. You get it? That's why I stand apart. Why do you think I'm still here after 15 plus years while others have faded out into obscurity? Why do you think? Because I'm different. Because I have not fell in line with all the other crap. I refuse to. Anyway. All right. So again, what we really need to figure out here is what do I do about these lengthy playthroughs? First of all, today we're playing Blueprints. We're going to make great progress again, I feel. Like every time we've played Blueprints, we're finding a sanctum key. We're solving one of the big mysteries of the game, right? At this point, what we have to focus in on is basically finding the last 5 keys, the last 5 sanctum doors. Then we need to get all the history in line so that we can solve the puzzles behind those doors. And then we're good. I think that's the end of the game. And we're getting closer every single stream. Sorry, I got distracted by something in the chat there. So will people stick around for Blueprints? Will you engage and support with Blueprints here in its final hours? We're nearing the end of the game. Someone actually said, does it have a definitive ending? It actually does. If you open all 8 doors and you solve the puzzles, you get the true ending of the game from what I'm to understand. But we're getting there. We've solved one of them. We're solving more, we're going to get to that eventually. But we have to figure it out. So will people show up and stick around for today? Will you please support Blueprints so that we can hit the goals? We can actually get support. We can do rewards. Here's the thing I'm nervous about. All right. We have goals in line right now. All right. Like, for example, I wanted to hit our goal milestone by the end of the week, because if we did it by the end of the week, We could do this DSP tries at Burger King or whatever. And then we could, by the end of next week, hit 100 goals and we could do a marathon. All right. I know exactly what marathon I want to do, and I think you guys are going to love it. But now, because we're having this problem with these ongoing playthroughs not hitting goals, now we're staggering. Now we're sputtering. And this is a problem. So I guess we got to figure it out, right? I don't know. By the way, I'm getting support. This is funny. I'm getting support, and Zangief goes, just for the record, I want you to know this is not for blueprints. This is because I like your podcast. Fair enough. Understand that's why I do the podcast. There are people who literally come by just for the podcast. I think some days it makes sense to do the podcast and some days it doesn't. It makes no sense to do a podcast on Friday morning when everyone's going to want to see Night Rain. So we'll skip the podcast then. But there's other days when the podcast makes sense. Today was a very important day to do this podcast to figure out what to do about these lengthy games. Okay? So let's do some shout outs here. Ian S., who, by the way, Ian S. has been an absolute champion for blueprints. I want to make this clear. Ian has been here for almost every single blueprint stream and has tried to support them when he could. And I really appreciate that, Ian. You're awesome. You're the person who gave me the amazing feedback and was like, dude, you totally got to do this as a day stream because there are people who like the game who can't be there for night streams. Hold on one second. So Ian did a 20-pound super chat, which is the equivalent of $26.93. So thank you, Ian. Let's get that on the leaderboard. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and count that as 27. Now we're at 45. Thank you, Ian. So Ian says, I'm torn because I love blueprint streams and I want to see these last few puzzles solved and get the story finished, but I can understand why people are getting bored of it. It's just, for me, here's what drives me nuts. Okay? I like variety, if you can't tell. That's why I'm a variety streamer, okay? I'm the kind of guy that, if I've told you this, if I just sat here and played one game nonstop, I would actually get bored of it and get burnt out. If I just sat here and played Capcom fighting games, I'd be bored within a few days. If I sat here and I played just Clear Obscure, I'd probably be bored. I like the fact that because I jump around different genres, different games, it makes it feel fresh and interesting every time I sit down here to stream. I really like that vibe. I like that methodology. I think it works perfectly. Okay? The problem is there's people who don't like variety. They only like this one thing that they like or what they're told is popular, right? And that's sad. A game like Blueprints, on paper, sounds boring. But if you've been following this playthrough from the beginning and you've seen this game unravel, like the layers of an onion, right? You peel off one layer and there's another layer behind it. There were rooms that we had walked through 20 times and didn't realize that there was a puzzle in the room. Then we found the puzzle, like, oh shit, what's this? And then another thing to do, another layer of the story, another piece of the pie, right? It just gets more and more interesting. But you have to have the attention span and you have to have watched it all along. Right now, if someone were to turn into my Blueprint stream for the first time today, they would have no clue what in the hell's going on, nor would they feel engaged at all, right? But if you've been watching it since day one and you're invested in it, these are the best streams, right? Like, I'm loving this. I can't wait to play again today. They're like, what are we going to find today? What new mystery? Where's the next key? What's the next big thing that we solve, right? I can't wait. But that's the thing about this game. You had to have been there along for that journey the whole time, right? I hope people understand that. Thank you so much, Ian. So Zangief did 5 gifted subs over on Kick and wanted to make it clear. I guess they don't really like Blueprints, but they really like the podcast and they want to support it. Thank you, Zangief. I appreciate that. 5 gifted subs. That gets us up to $70 of support. Thank you for that. I got to be careful because there is this weird thing, this glitch that's been going on Kick, where sometimes people will contribute, but it doesn't stick. It really sucks because sometimes it even happens to people who I know are legit contributors because they have before. Like last night, there was a bunch of subs that didn't actually happen. It showed them, it popped up, and they didn't actually hit. I was like, what? So I gotta be careful and check, but that's legit. You know, it sucks that I don't know what the fuck causes that. It's so annoying. Let's see. Queen of Hearts says objectively, you have a lot of factors determining whether or not you play it. I think when people see you vulnerable, everyone chimes in, including your trolls, making you feel confused. Huh? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. No, I'm not going to turn Elden Ring on with voice chat, and you know why. It was a silly thing to say. Sidious, I don't know. Sidious says, why do other variety streamers stick with one game at a time and beat it before moving on to the next? There's got to be a positive to doing that. I don't know. I mean, that's never been my methodology, but I think that's, again, one of the reasons why I've had the ongoing success I've had because I am doing a lot at once. So you can come by in one day. For example, some people might really like Blueprints, but not be interested in anything else. So you come by every third day and you watch Blueprints and you're happy because you're at least getting a few big streams of it a week, right? What if you didn't like Blueprints, but I'm playing Blueprints for 2 weeks straight? Here's the other thing too, which I don't understand. With the way that people support me, correct? Let's say, for example, you really like Blueprints and you're someone who comes by every time I play it and you support the stream. Well, if I'm streaming it twice a week, oh, I could support 2 streams a week. That's great. But what if I played it 7 streams this week? Do you think the person can literally come by 7 streams in a row and keep supporting every stream? Is that even a realistic expectation? Probably not, right? Probably not. Probably that person can come by once or twice a week to support, but not 7 times. So I don't know what their model is. Perhaps their model is way different than mine. Perhaps their model is based on the fact that they got the game early and they got a promotional copy and they actually have a sponsor stream. So because they're streaming the game so much early, they're making money that way. Maybe they have 40 times my viewership. Therefore, the initial views they're getting on those quick streams is adding up to tons of revenue for them. I don't know. What I can tell you is we found this out many years ago. I am one of the most strongly supported crowd-funded streamers on the planet, meaning I don't rely on the other sources. It's the crowdfunding on the stream that's my livelihood. A lot of other people don't have that. They have to have the other stuff. They have to have the sponsorships. They have to have the exclusive promotions. They get paid to stream certain games. I don't have any of that. I rely on crowdfunding on the streams and it works. My model works for me. It may not work for others. So maybe their model works for them, but wouldn't work for me. I don't know. No, Big Dave's Emporium, I see there's an issue. I'm trying to figure out what the thing is to do to fix it because no one's really right now coming up with the big solution. You tell me to be like other streamers, but the reason other streamers are able to do it differently is because they don't do what I do. They're not streaming like I am. They're not me. They're certainly not in the position I am. If they have all these supplemental incomes, like they're getting promotional money for playing the game early because they're working with a publisher, or they're getting insane amounts of ad revenue because they have 40 times my viewership, then it makes sense to just play that game for 4, 5, 6 days straight till you beat it. I can't do that. There you go. See, Sidious, thank you. Here's what Sidious just said, and I think that this is good. If the problem seems to only be with lengthy RPGs, it's not. It's just lengthy games in general. It's not even lengthy RPGs. It's just lengthy games. It just happens to be RPGs are some of the lengthiest, okay? You have 2 choices. Cut them out completely or approach them in a unique and different way. Fair enough. I have presented the fact that, these lengthy games aren't working the way that we're doing them. The support does drop off and that we need to change. The thing is, I don't know what to change yet. That's what I'm appealing to you to ask. And it can't be just play the game for 2 weeks straight, because if I do that, I will go out of business. I'm known as a variety streamer. That's the model that I've made success with. I can't just change my entire business model for certain styles of games. It won't work. Right now, if I said, all right, we're just going to play Clair Obscur for a week straight to finish it, you're not playing Night Rain. You're not going to be playing the Switch 2 when it comes out. What about, you're not covering any of that? Well, no, we got to finish Clair Obscur. See? Big Boss, Boss Big, I don't know why you're bringing this up now, but yes, I had a sausage roll when we had those meat pies for DSP Tries a month or two ago, and they were good. Yeah, this is funny. What is this? Hold on. Cool. This has nothing to do with the stream. Just something interesting just happened. So that could be a positive moving forward. Has nothing to do with the stream now. So anyway, got distracted. Okay. Oh, that's a good suggestion. Hold on. What happened? What the hell? Oh, this is lame. Look at this. Look what happened. The Echo the Dolphin timer, they screwed it up. It's no longer big in the middle of the screen anymore. Now it's down here in the bottom left-hand corner. It's tiny. Why'd they do that? They ruined it. Now how am I supposed to do a running meme? Right? I mean, what they did is they added bubbles. I guess those... What? What the? What is going on? I started playing Echo music. So the site changed. They updated the Echo the Dolphin countdown website. It's still 7,895 days. Whatever the hell that means. But now they have Echo the Dolphin music on the page. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, that was cool.
Stop it.
Whoa, whoa!
Get some help.
I'm sorry, Michael. Jesus. Sorry about that, Michael. I pissed off Michael Jordan. Okay. So that's interesting. We'll have to check back on that site from time to time. Here, I'm going to favorite that site. It looks like they're going to add more stuff over time to the site. Maybe they'll add more and more over time. That'll be cool. What's up, King Michael? It's good to see you today, man. Scared me. Anyway. Beaver Bother did a $1.50 tip. He says, where on the mantelpiece would your second Switch 2 be going? Oh, you don't understand. I'm actually getting 17, 18 Switch 2s. What I'm going to do, I'm going to build a wall behind me of Switch 2 boxes, and that's going to be my backdrop from now on, just a bunch of Switch 2 boxes, That's what I'm going to do. Excuse me. Very nice. Fake kick. Look at this fake kick. That's funny. Someone's a fake Kick account on YouTube. Why would Kick be on YouTube? That's funny. Yes, Kick support is really contacting me on YouTube. Has Kat considered getting a Steam Deck? No, because number one, she's using my mini PC right now. My mini PC is very close to the power of a Steam Deck. Like it's about the same level, maybe slightly different, but it's close. Like people were saying, they looked at what the specs, what was in the mini PC, and it was pretty darn close. Like we were playing Hades 2 at great settings on that mini PC, and it was fine. So that's number one. Okay. Number two, if she gets something, she's just gonna get a full-fledged PC eventually. You know, she's not gonna just get the Steam Deck. She'll probably get a real gaming rig, but right now, she's been playing all kinds of indie games. Like I know she's been playing some kind of a grocery store simulator. She tried what was the other one? There was like a park, and you would set up like booths and do like business in the park. Like she's trying different sim games. She saw me play Truck Drive Simulator, and she wanted to try it herself. She tried it, and it runs like crap on pretty much every PC. It even runs like crap on mine. I don't know if you noticed. The game doesn't even look that good on my PC. It's just okay. So she was like, I don't want to play that. So she's been trying other sim games and stuff like that. That's what she's been playing on the mini PC. So, excuse me. Yes, I've had Bibimbap. I've had it. It's good. Bibimbap is quite good. I love it. Great. It's like all those things mixed together. Let's see. No, eventually Kat might get a full-fledged PC. We're here's the thing. She loves gaming in the living room. She loves gaming in the living room. She doesn't want to go back to like sitting in a bedroom or an office in front of like a PC setup. She loves console gaming. But sadly, a lot of these games that she wants to try are not on console. Most of these like sim chill style games are never on consoles ever. Very few make it. Only the big ones, right? Like, Planet Coaster or what's the other one? There's like a few those are the big ones that are made by bigger companies. The little ones that literally come out every single day, they never make it to console. So she likes like relaxing gaming in the living room, but she's trying to find a way to viably play stuff on PC in the living room. The mini PCs worked, but don't worry too much about that. It has nothing to do with that's her gaming and stuff. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing here on stream. Stuart has done a gifted membership. That's our first membership of the day. Thank you, Stuart, for gifting a membership. I appreciate that. We're now up to 74 bucks to support. Thank you. Thanks for all the support before we started with Blueprints, everyone. Obviously, this means a much higher chance of hitting the goal tonight, which I appreciate. Let's see here. I got a $2 tip from an anonymous tipper. You should check out a game called Sharks and Minnows. It's puzzles, sharks, and horror. What? What kind of combination is that? Puzzles, sharks, and horror. What's it called? Sharks and Minnows. What the hell? Hold on. I didn't want to autoplay. I just wanted to make it full screen, you stupid thing. Let's see what this is. Sharks and Minnows. Came out a year ago. So it looks like you're in a school gym, right? Locker room. Or maybe not a school gym. Maybe this is like a professional swim team or something. What is going on? What is happening? Oh, it's flooding with dark water. That's kind of creepy. Sharks and minnows, wishlist now on Steam. That's it. That's literally it. That's all it shows. Find supplies to maintain your stamina, complete 10 laps, and escape. That's creepy. Interesting. Okay, maybe we'll check that out eventually. Here, I'll add to wish list. It is out. It's only $8. That could be a creepy one for later. So this guy Hyperfixate did a $5 super chat. He says, this is easy. Just drop the game on a first slow stream. Our support is a direct indication of what we want to see, and I wouldn't support for this shark game. There you go. See, here's the thing. I also want to make this abundantly clear. All right. There are just slow days. It always happens. Literally anyone who has a job knows there's a slow day, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's when you start to see a consistent pattern is when you get worried. And I've noticed now it is with these lengthier games that the pattern is happening. You know, it seems like any game that we play, excuse me, that's a shorter term game. That's a quick thing. You beat it within a few streams, or maybe it's just a quick multiplayer session or whatever. You know, it's not a big deal. But it's these lengthy playthroughs where we start to have the problem where both attendance, engagement, and support all start to fall off once you get to a certain length. It's probably around the 15 to 20 hour mark. People seem to get burnt out on anything around that mark. And that's the challenge then, is to figure out what to do, right? I've never heard of Nonkatsu, no. Dave's Big Emporium says, I don't want to step on any toes. You know, a single person saying something doesn't make it right or true just because you agree with it, right? Yes, Dave, I agree with that statement. So I agree with you entirely, 100%. You're absolutely right. Just because I agree with the statement doesn't mean that it's right. I agree with the statement because... Yes. I totally get your point, 100%. I agree with that, for sure. Now he's like... Oh, my goodness. All right, I'm going to unban Eddie Chill. Do you think he learned his lesson? I think he learned his lesson. Hopefully he did. Cracker Jack says, for me, I just don't want to wait 6 to 8 weeks to finish a longer game because it gets boring. I'm with you. I don't know the way to do it. I'm really trying to figure it out. I don't know what to do. I can't play too much in a short period of time, but then I can't play too little. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Green Arch says, maybe do a poll every week or two asking your audience, do you want to see more of it? Have you already beaten it? Stuff like that. I guess I could. Polls sadly get skewed a lot by my idiotic trolls. So, I don't know. It might work, though. What's the weirdest thing I've ever eaten? I don't think I've eaten many weird things, honestly. I don't think I have too much to talk about in that regard. All right. Guys, I think it's time to end the show. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the feedback. I will take this into consideration. If you're watching this after the fact, please also share your opinion. I want feedback on the subject. I want to know what to do with these lengthy playthroughs. I want to finish Blueprints, but I can't have Blueprints be a dead stream. I want to finish Clear Obscure, but I don't want it to be a dead stream. What do I do? All right? And moving forward, because we're already in the midst of those, what about longer game playthroughs moving forward? Okay? Okay. Let's end the show. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. We will have a podcast tomorrow. That will actually be my final podcast of the week because I'm foregoing the podcast on Friday to do more Night Rain gameplay. Okay? So I hope you will join me tomorrow for my week-ending show. It'll be a little bit of a hype lead-in for Night Rain, of course, and talking about any other topics, any other feedback that I get over the course of today, I'll share with you as well. Thank you all. See you tomorrow.